Hey guys, Cryptodad here again, and today I'm going to talk about how we assure that our family has access to our phone. So let's get going. Okay, so this is the first section in the video series that I introduced in my previous video, and we talked about our crypto legacy. Um, there are many things that we expect to pass on to our family in the event of accident, injury, or death, and but the crypto assets that we possess, there's no way for lawyers to legally pass this down to our family members because they're all protected with strong passwords, um, seed phrases, all sorts of things like that. They're basically, you need to provide a mechanism for your family to have access to your cryptocurrency. And so one of the main ways that we access our online accounts, our cryptocurrency exchanges, our passwords is through our phones. So we want to be able to make sure that in the event that we've passed on or become incapacitated, that our family will have access to our phone. So I've put together a list here of items that we're going to put in our document. Okay, so I'm going to just show you the document first, and then we'll talk a little bit about, where to put this document, because that's a big factor in all of this as well. Okay, so here's the document I've created. This is a mock document that I've created. Now, the first thing that someone is going to need to get access to your phone is going to be our passcode. So in this document, I've got the phone passcode first and foremost, okay? So in other words, if someone needs to get into my phone and it's locked, they're going to need this passcode. Now, I've chosen a passphrase for my phone. Most people will probably have a 4 or 6 digit passcode for their phone. So, but that would, whatever your passcode happens to be, should be in this document. Now, you could also give someone else fingerprint access to your phone. Some of your loved ones can add their fingerprint to your phone so that they will be able to access your phone if you can't. Okay, that's another thing that we can do to provide access. Now, just the passcode to the phone is not always enough. Now, for iPhones, you're going to want to provide them your Apple ID, which is, the Apple ID is a bit confusing to some people because they think, oh, this is my email, this is my Gmail. Well, it is your Gmail account. Now, this is your Gmail or your email, but if you've set it up as your primary Apple ID, it is also your Apple ID. So don't get confused here. This Gmail account may have its own password that is separate from the Apple ID password, and many people get this confused. So we want to make sure that we've told our family exactly what our Apple ID is and what our Apple ID password is as well. Now, you can also provide them the the Gmail account and the Gmail password as well. But as far as the phone is concerned, this Apple ID, as far as Apple is concerned, this is the account name and the password that gets access to your iCloud, iPhone, all of your apps. So this is very important that your family know this so they don't have to, root around and try and figure out what the password is. Because these passwords are protected, and if they're trying to enter it and they're unsuccessful 2 or 3 times, they're going to get locked out. So it's very important that you provide this information to your family. I've also, I use 1Password on my phone, and so you'll probably want to give them the master password for that. If for whatever reason, you never know what's going to happen, they may incorrectly enter things and then somehow lose access to all of the saved passwords in the phone. So if that's the case, you want these important passwords in case they need access to these apps. And the banking app is another good one. You could change your passcode on your phone or whether or not you use Touch ID, and then the banking app will not allow you to use the Touch ID. It's going to ask you for the actual password. So you want to make sure that your family knows that as well. Now also, we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but the encrypted iTunes password is the password that we're going to use to create an encrypted backup for our phone. And this is going to save them a lot of headaches. If you lose the phone, they can restore your phone from a backup. And this encrypted iTunes backup is the best way to completely back up your phone. You can use that backup to restore basically all the settings of your phone, pictures, everything, onto a different phone. So in the case of your phone being lost, it can be helpful to you as well. But in the case of you and your phone being lost, it can be vitally important for your family. And I'm going to walk you through how we do that later in this video. Okay, so the encrypted iTunes password is also very important in this document. And then also I've included a set of Google Authenticator backup codes. Now this is just for the Gmail account. Now each different online account that you have may or may not support printing out a set of backup codes in case access is lost. Now that is why we're going to go over the encrypted iTunes password, because restoring from that will enable everything that you've had access to before. So I could restore from backup and have all of my accounts in my Google Authenticator pristine, just the way they were on my other phone. So, but just in case, you'll want to provide your Google Authenticator backup codes, and whatever backup codes you may be able to generate from your other online accounts, be it your Coinbase, GDAX, Poloniex, Binance, Bittrex, all of the accounts that you've enabled two-factor authentication on. You, if you can print out backup codes from those, you'll want to include those here. Now let's talk a little bit about what we're going to do with this document. We could print it out and leave it just laying around, but that's not very secure. And perhaps we don't really want Cousin Billy to have access to this while we're still alive and kicking, right? So we want to make sure that this document is stored in a safe place and that you've created some legal steps that people have to go through to get a hold of this document. So it could be left with your, it can be included in your will and can be stored away in a safety deposit box or with your estate lawyer or anything else, so that the only way that people could legally access this document would be in case of your death or incapacitation. But you might also want to keep a copy in your safe at home in case you need access to it, in case you've forgotten any of this stuff. And then you can give your your spouse, your parents, access to that in case of emergencies. Okay, so and it doesn't have to be printed out. It could also be stored in digital format. But you probably wouldn't want it on your computer. You probably want to put it on a flash drive and then keep that flash drive in a safe place. You could also encrypt the flash drive as well, but you want to make sure that your family members know the password to that, or they'll be locked out as well. So you're going to want to prepare for this well in advance and make sure that you've given the proper people access to this document so that they can get access to your phone in case of emergency. All right. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. I would love it. Please subscribe to my channel. And when you subscribe, there's a little bell next to the subscribe button, which will allow you to be alerted whenever I post a new video. So once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again. Thank you.